World War III is always looming. It is always there around the corner. There are so many different reasons and different areas where World War III could begin. And we actually had some good news recently in the media that came out and talked about, a dismantling, an easing of the nuclear program of Iran that is scaring many of the other countries in the world that see them as an enemy, as a competitor. Right here, they had this news. The nuclear deal with Iran is a historic victory for diplomacy. So they all came together, and what it was initially stated was that they were going to start dismantling their program. But new news has just come out and it said Iranian official on nuke deal. We did not agree to dismantle anything. If you read further down what he said, the actual truth is that they said they would not be enriching uranium past the 5% mark. So they're not going to go beyond that, even though despite what we had previously were told that they would be starting to take down all their centrifuges and all that sort of thing. That's not happening. Iran has come out and said that. So this is another thing that I want to talk about. Mossad is working with the Saudis on a contingency plan for a potential attack on Iran. And what they're saying is that they're not waiting around for the Western powers to make their own decision. Saudi Arabia and Israel, they see Iran as an enemy and they're going to attack. And at least they're threatening, they're saber rattling, and they're making real big headway here because they haven't gone this far in a very long time. So this is huge news that's coming out. I'm gonna do an insider's video about this and I'm gonna show the region. Please stay tuned for that. And if you're not on the insiders, you gotta get in on that. I'm gonna do my first video on that very shortly, and there's been an incredible response already. I really appreciate that. So I'm going to go into this in a little more detail. Let's go on, move quickly here. A historic mistake. Netanyahu said making a deal is a historic mistake because what they should have done is drawn their red line, and then they should have basically threatened them, and if not, they should have nuked them back. That's what Netanyahu wants. That is a terrible idea. I don't even need to say why, but there is, this deal. It might be surface level. This might be all just something little dog and pony show, as they say. But at the very least, it shows that they're making some progress, and Iran is currently facing 36% inflation. The people there are hurting. It doesn't do anything when you put sanctions onto the country except hurt innocent people. Let's go on quickly. Israel has 150 nuclear weapons. Now, this is former President Jimmy Carter saying this, and I've heard reports of much, much more. But let's even take just this number here, 150 nukes. They could blow up Iran and everyone in the region if they wanted to. No problem. What are they worried about Iran getting the possibility of one nuke? That is not what this is about. They want to push them down, and this is of course not Israeli people. This is just those in control. It's the same in the U.S. When we talk about the U.S. government, it's not the U.S. government, it's the elite behind it. And of course, the elite behind it are all the bankers and everyone that, since Hitler and Lenin and Stalin and all these people, they were funded by the same people, the same families, the same bloodlines that fund every major war, and in most cases fund both sides of the war and profit big time. They're going to scorch the earth. That's their plan, I believe, ultimately in the end. Our purpose here needs to be to try our best to make sure that this does not happen. I'm here to do whatever I can. I'm speaking up about it. I'm writing about it. I'm doing what I can because I want my children and grandchildren to live in a world that is peaceful, at least on its way to becoming better, not worse. I'm going to try and do what I can. I hope you're there with me on the front lines in this information war. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and please continue to subscribe, those out there. I'm loving the growing subscribership. It really shows that liberty is prevailing.